Hey Stampers, Gaynor again. You can tell I've been playing, can't you? So, I've finally worked out, it's called a double pop-up gatefold card, and I've looked everywhere and nobody. There's one lady, she sell you the instructions, but I didn't want to pay for them when we should be allowed to share and copy everything. So, I've finally worked it out myself. Oh, wait there, cup of coffee time. Mr. Voice, you're an angel. So this is my one. I've used the winter woods in the background. I've done some clouds in the sky and some birds. And a man fishing on the river for fish. I've even popped some of them horses in the background, but I think I'll move them further down this time on the card. But this will bend up a little bit because I should have put it over a bit more. But next time I'll do it right. And this way will be on this side next time, and this will be on that side. I'm going to switch it around a bit, but it does fold flat that way, and it does fold flat that way. I chopped a little bit off the end there because I didn't quite get my scoring right there, so I'll adjust that as well. But it folds flat to fit inside a normal size card envelope. So it's 5 7/8 by 4 1/8. I would recommend putting something maybe on the top to stop it, or even, I don't know, maybe bubble wrap it, just put it inside a bigger envelope. But it's absolutely gorgeous, and it stands up beautiful, and it's got an inner pop-up section. That's why it's called a double pop-up gatefold card, because it's a gatefold card as well. And then it just folds flat. Isn't that great? We've got fish there as well. This one, the only thing is his tail pops up, but that will fold back obviously. But I'll just move the fish along a little bit. Maybe because I'll have it on this side next time. But isn't that marvellous? I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Isn't it brilliant? So folds that way, and fits flat. Love it. So I'm going to show you how I made it. It might be a long video, but this is the way it goes. It's not that bad. Right, pieces you are going to need. It does take quite a bit of card, but, oh, have I cut that right? No, I haven't cut that down yet. I thought that was a bit tall. So this needs to be 11. Let's check that it is. I think I've cut it to the right size. Yeah, it's on at 11, and it needs to be 5 7/8. Just going to stick that on there. I don't need that little bit. There we go. So this piece needs to be 11 by 5 7/8. Then you will need two pieces which are 1.5 by 11. So you'll need one for top, one for bottom. You'll need a little piece. This is about 3, but this is just going to have a 1/4 inch turn on there and a little 1/4 inch turn on there, and that's going to be our inner pop-up section. So that's about 1/2 inch, maybe just over 3/4 of an inch. So that's that piece. Then what you'll need for your sky is the Whisper White. Well, white this is. I'm using the thin stuff because it's quite a bulky card. And that is 10 7/8 by 1 3/8, and you're going to need 2 of those. One for your river and one for your sky. Perfect. And then for your back scenery, this needs to be 11, the same height, by 5 5/8. So we've got a nice border up top and bottom. Look, I'm covered in, I've been using sponges. I've been using all sorts. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some stamping first. Then we'll do our scoring later and our cutting, because we're going to be cutting this section down after we've stamped. So let's just move our card pieces out the way for a moment. I have gone ahead and pre-cut. We are going to colour these in together, these bits. And I've done 2 different colours of these vines. We've got a couple more fishies there. We've got the hook, the fish. This one I chopped his fin off, so we're going to be using that one. Our little fisherman and his hook. So let's start with the sky first. I'm using Balmy Blue. I've got my sponge dauber. Where's my stencil gone? I've lost my cloud stencil. Where's that gone? I've got a cloud stencil somewhere. Where have I put that now? Let's have a look. Nope. I've lost my clouds. Where's that gone? Oh, Gaynor, what you like? I've lost my clouds. Oh, well, where does that go? Hasn't fell into the drawer. No, hasn't gone out. Oh, there it is, I found it. It's inside my dauber case, look. I knew I'd got it somewhere. Now we can get crack-a-lacking. So, we're going to cover those over for a minute. So I made this stencil ages ago from a cloud die that we had with one of the sets. So I've kept it, I love it. So I'm just going to use the dauber and I'm pushing my fingers on the cardstock as well. And I'm just going to add some clouds just along this bottom section at first. It's mad what you can make in it out of just a bit of old acetate. Isn't that great? You can perhaps pop some more up here. And I'm not bothered about the piece of cardstock underneath because it's already stained. So perhaps pop a couple more there. So there's our sky already done. And what I'm going to do with I'm just going to gently rub along this edge. Just so it breaks up the white a little bit. Isn't that gorgeous? So there's my sky all sorted. And what I did for the birds, I just took my journaling pen and just added a few birds into the sky. Isn't that cute? Somewhat distant. And then one more here. And a little one. So that's all I did for the sky. So we can pop that to one side. Now what we need to do, I can put that somewhere safe now. We're going to be using that again in a moment. In fact, I'm using it now. Oh, there we go. And I've got the stamp from High Tide. And I'm just going to stamp this all over. To give me my river scene. Perfect. How simple was that? So there's your river and your sky done in a few moments. So what I did then was I fetched in a bit of blueberry bushel. This is the little section you get to add just darker bits in the water. I'm not going too mental with this now, so I think that's plenty. So my river's done, my sky is done. How fantastic. Right, muscling along. So again, I am going to use my clouds. I didn't do it on the other one, but I'm going to do it on this one. Just going to dab some more clouds in the background as well, just gently. Just to break up the scenery, I think. I mean, you could use Lovely as a Tree here if you wanted to. I think fishing tends to go with more of a wintry scene, especially if they're going trout fishing or salmon fishing like our fishy is. So that is that bit. Isn't that lovely? And then I'm going to swap my dauber over, just so a bit of Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to represent the grass here. And I'm just going to add some grass down the bottom. Well, represent the woodland. Anyway, how's that? Doesn't have to be perfect. Just want to break up the contrast. The trees will be going there shortly, so you won't even see that. And I know, yes, I should have sponged off. Oh, I don't mind. You won't see most of that down the bottom anyway, because our bar will be going across there. So that's all I did with that. In fact, the other one I just brushed, just lightly did in between the trees, and then did the grass down below. But you're not going to see most of it, like I'm saying. But it's nice just to give yourself a visual. So let me make sure I've got all my bits together. I'm going to fetch in my soft suede. And I may be stamping off as well, because I've re-inked it and it's quite juicy. Look how dark that is. Wow. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to stamp off. And I'm going to put some of these smaller trees in the background. And then just going to go in between. In between, like that. Beautiful. You're just building a scenery. So there's that one. I've already stamped and used my hook, so I can clean that now. My fish. It's not like me to leave ink on there, but I just wanted to show that I'd done them. And I'm going to pop, look at the bits on there. And I've got these horses. I'm going to perhaps have 2 lots on this, just to break it up. Lovely. This is from Let It Ride, and so are those little trees. And now I'm going to come in with my winter woods. I know I should have got a bigger block, but I'm just going to stamp them in the background. Just to break everything up a little bit, because we don't only have one lot of tree out in the fields. Isn't that lovely? Look at the rolling clouds now in the background. I think that looks absolutely fabulous. One more here. Lovely. You've got tall trees, you've got shorter trees. Absolutely brilliant. Just cleaning my stamp off. They can go away now to be popped back. I did go along with this bit as well in the ground, but I don't think I'm going to bother now. I think my scenery is there and it's done. Isn't that lovely? So we can fetch these in. And we've got this. This is going to get sliced down now into sections because we're going to score as well first, and then we're going to do some trimming. So we'll fetch those in first. And my simply scored. And what we're going to do on the large piece, we're going to score this at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 7 1/2, and 9 1/4. So that gives us 1 3/4, 1 3/4. This is then 1, 2, 3. That's 4, the gap. 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. So you are going to fold that way and that way, and the same this way, making sure they're up. Yeah, I'm just doing it by hand for a moment, because that's how our card is going to stand. Now for these small pieces, we're going to score these at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. And we're going to do the same on here because that is going to get attached. I think we should do that actually after we've glued. So let me do that again. I'm just going to glue these on quickly. So you're going to attach your pieces. And I'm just going to look which way around. I've got my sky on this one. So yeah, my sky is going on this way because the longer pieces go in this end. Whoops, just make sure you got it in the right place. And then we're going to flip it and score it again because you want it to crease in several ways. And then we want to make sure it's done at the front as well. Because we're going through 2 lots of card, so this will bend like this, this, and then this will bend like this and this. So that's the shape you want. Now what we're going to do, we're going to glue this one on as well, and we're going to do exactly the same, but because it's the water, it doesn't matter which way around we have it. But we're just going to score in exactly the same places. I've got this upside down because it doesn't really matter. But I've wanted to do one of these cards for ages. So again, I'm going to use 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. And then we're going to turn this over and do it again. 1 3/4, 3 1/2, oops, 5 1/4, and 7. See, I hadn't even got that on the 7 there properly, so it's that score line. So again, we want it like that, and then we want it like that. So we've got that shape. So one is opposite than the other one. So now we're going to fetch in the trimmer. You will end up with a little piece on the end. You can either discard it or you can add it to the back of the card, because I added a little hook and the other piece there. And what you're going to do, you are going to cut 1 5/8. Yeah. And keep the seam the way you've got it now, because you don't want to upset that seam. So 1 5/8. Then we're going to have 3 7/8, because our gap is 4. I'm just putting them on top of each other. Then 1 5/8 again. And 1 5/8. Keeping that straight, because there's nothing there to hold that, so like I say, you can discard that, or you can just pop it on the back. And you will need another piece, which is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8 to go on the back, and then that will get attached to there, just to break up the back. And then you've got your pieces. So let's get some gluing done. This is going on the back. This is for writing our sentiment on and our message to the recipient. Beautifully done. So now, because I've got these going backwards, I'm going to add these onto my card. I saw a lady do a couple of these cards, but she wanted it, like I said, she wanted to sell you the tutorial, which I didn't want to pay for. She did use the animal outings, she used the panda bears. What else did she use? And a little wild, that was it. So keeping your lines all straight at the bottom here, you know then your scene is going to be back on track and pushed into space. So that now is going to carry on, and that little horsey's going to go there. It's all about building a scene more than anything. You could do it with pattern paper, this style of card, and just have things popping up where you want them. You don't have to build a scene. I just fancied the fishing one. I've been doing quite a few fun fold cards, and we don't want to let the gentleman go without as well. So just going to give these a burnish, and they're going to finish off there, and our last piece, and we're going to start building the card up. So keeping that level, and in between, perfect. You're not going to see the sponged areas. You could do this and build a scene like this and use the stuff out of Country Living, or you could use One Wild Ride and have a motorbike as if he'd gone into the country for a drive on his bike. It's endless. Your scenery can be anything it wants to be. So this is our card. Doesn't quite shut in the middle, I know that, but that's got to compensate for our other sections. And this is there for the back. And this is where you're going to stamp or write your message to the recipient. You could also add another sentiment or any. I haven't even got a sentiment on mine. I think it speaks for itself. Just a nice little border all the way around. Give that. swoosh down. Love it. It's not looking good. The little horses. Right, I grabbed my pens. This is the light soft suede. I'm just colouring my horses because I don't get green horses. Just colour my horses. Beautiful. And it looks like you've spent hours on this, and you haven't really. Once you've done your cutting out of those and colour those, your card's over in a flash. You saw how quick it was to do the sky and the river. I mean, even if you wanted now, you could, where the river is, because that is going on there this time, like that. And make sure I've got it perfect, lovely. That will get glued down on there, and that section. So when we close our card up, it all fits across. And that will be attached on there. I think I've done something a bit wrong there. Ah, yeah. It's the second score line we want. I scored it in 2 places, remember. I need to get it on the last one. That's better. Let's just give that a burnish. That seems better to me. Just burnish your score line. That's better. It will sit better in the corner now. You could add little grass tufts here, so it looked like the end of the bank. So let's get this popped in. So you're going to glue the first 3. Making sure you concentrate on the creases as well. Main shot, yeah. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to start in this corner. Push that in and fold that on itself. Just while we wait for it to glue down. And I'm just going to burnish that into that crease line so it doesn't come up. Then along there. Beautiful. So let's test that now. That's not too bad now at all. So now we're just going to glue this section. And we're going to pop that right there. And I'm going to sit this down because that's what it's going to be like when it's closed. Tiny little bit of overhang, but I'm sure you will still get it in your card base. There is that. This piece now is going to go in there. You may need to score that a little bit more. I'm doing this one by eye because you could score it and score it and score it, and you've got to get it to fit in there perfectly. So it's worth just doing a little bit at a time until you get the gap perfect. because I've done everything eyeball. I'm going to make sure it goes in. Oops. Need to stand that up. There it is. That's perfect now. So let me just measure that for you. So this is 3. Well, near enough 3. And you can score this at 1, 2, 3. Say about just short of 1/4 of an inch. And at this end, you're going to score about 5/8 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. So just short of 1/4 and just over 3/8. And then you're going to glue them. So this folds flat when the card folds flat as well. So what I do is I put it in, hold it against, and then hold it against. Keep, oops, see I've done it the wrong way round. Quick, get it out. It's got to go that way. That way, that. I was doing that earlier, I was confusing myself. So we've got another little stand there. That needs to come up. There we go, and then we can just lay that flat a sec while it adheres down. And there's your inner little pop-up card thing now, see it? Perfect. So fold, fold and fold. There it is. And then you can add your plants to there. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to get the dark and just colouring the top bits in. On them and this. Perfect. What I did then, I glued them more or less over the top, but not quite, and then, or you could glue one at the back and then this one, you could glue one at the back and then one at the front. So that's what I'm going to do. Just going to add the glue to the bottom half. I'm going to pop that at the back. Give that 3D effect. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue the bottom half of this again. I'm going to offset it this way, right up to this corner, just so it looks like there's double shading. I mean, you could lift that up and glue that if you wanted to, just a little bit. Just check now, that closes that way, that closes that way. Perfection. And now this is going to go in there. Right again into that corner. So, and that's going to be on the end of this one. Let's just check. So, close, close. Perfect. Look at that. A little bit over. Again, I don't know why it keeps going over. I think it's because I may just chop that off when we've got it on, because you can't tell. It's not too bad. So my fish, I'm going to put that on last. I'm going to colour my fish. I'm just going to put the lid on that before it dries up. Ow! Stab myself again. Good job I'm not Sleeping Beauty in it and never wake up. So, right, I'm going to add some dark of the petal pink. Just all over. Nothing special here. I'm just going all over the fish. And this even pops out, so it's 3D the fishes. Go back over the bottom bit of the fish. I want that a little bit darker. Just the underbelly and the tail. In fact, I could even use light Calypso coral. Gives me a bit more of a red or orangey look then. And the fins. I don't want to use the dark because it might be too dark. So, oops. And then what did I do then? I'm just looking at my fishy. I added the light crumb cake. Maybe I'll use the other end. Let's drying out this one out. Maybe I use the dark then. That's drying up. That needs reducing. That's better. That's better. Add some shade. And then I used a very pale green. I think it was the light granny apple green. Just to go over. It still gives me that pink undertone then. I'm not the best one at colouring fishing. I'm gonna add a bit more pink, I think, just under this bit. Just under the belly. Beautiful. And Winker Stella, of course, because he's just come out the water and he should be sparkling. Perfect. I've got my journaling pen and I'm just going to darken his eye. Beautiful. Isn't that cute? Pop his little fin out now. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't he cute? And he's going to get... I'm gonna stick him on the vines, on those little bushes. So it looks like he's jumping out the water. This way he won't get into... Let me just check my folds. Oh, see now, curving back a little bit more. That's it. So he's not getting trapped in that one. Perfect. Oh, I love it. Right, now my little fisherman. He's having a little balmy bloom around his feet. Because he's got splashes around there. He's having nice dark wellies, which are his waders. They're over his knees because he's in the shallow river. Beautiful. He's having, oh, what's it called? I've forgotten. Uh, he's having the dark, no, that's not that one. He's having the light, sorry, mossy meadow for his outfit because he's all khaki in green. Even his hat's going in green. And his waders, his trousers, sorry, same colour as his jacket. And that backpack is going in brown because that's where he keeps all his fishing equipment. Thought this one through, hadn't I? Keeps his fishing net there as well, and all his spare parts. So that's my little fisherman. Again, just a bit of Winker Stella around the water, and maybe on his line as well, because that's going to go in and out the water. He's going to get attached just there. Beautiful. I'm loving this. And I'm just going to glue his little line down. Still checking. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look how cute that is. Right, let's get his little fishies in the water. So I've got two large. I'll just put one down here. I've done them in that colour just so they look like, just, well, I should have done them in balmy blue really, because they could have been silhouettes in the water, under the water. I'm loving this card, I think it's great. Just fabulous. Oh, then there's the little, oh my knee is killing. The hook, which is going to be, they're just meant to be colourful, aren't they? Little red whips. Beautiful. Gonna have a bit of blue on this one. There's that hook. Love it. That is going on the back again with my little bits of a seam there. Just going to pop that there like that. And now we can attach our sky. Isn't that beautiful? So again, add glue to these 3 panels. I'm going to turn this round and attach it like this. So right against the end. Tuck that right in, pull it right up to the edge, and then fold that in. Just give it a burnish down. And again, I'm going into the crease. one now coming apart. And then this bit I've got to check now. I'm going to put that on there, open and fold. See, it's going to be a little bit over, so don't worry about that. As long as that gets folded. So I'm going to glue that section and I'm going to trim that little bit off. In fact, I could just literally add my glue to there. So what I'm going to do is fold, fold and press. It's because it's not quite folding there, because of all the paper layers, it really is quite hard to get it. Perhaps you should score that at 7 1/8. I'm just going by what I did. What's up with that now? Oh, that's alright. It was just getting caught up. Make sure there's no glue at the back of there. Tiny little bit, yeah. So I would score that. I'm going to do the next one at 7 1/8. I'm just going to trim that a little bit off. Nobody's going to see that. And there's a tiny little bit of overhang there, so I'm going to trim that off as well. I know no one's going to see it, but I know it's there. So, there we have it. OMG, I'm loving it. Look at the colour of my paper now. Let's just get rid of that. It won't show up my card. There we go. Let's have a look. So there is, you can put another one of those in there and have something dangling down from the sky, I suppose. But I just put that one in there. Oh, I'm going to wink a cell of my fish, because they're glistening in the water as well. Just to finish off this. I'm sure whoever gets this will understand that they're just coming out the water and that's why they're glittery and shimmery. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You can just go across, add a few bits of shimmer. Perfect. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. What do you reckon? Isn't that gorgeous? We've even got some horses in the background. So there's that one. And this is the one I did earlier. So the best thing to do is when you're folding is, can I do it that way? Yeah, but then you've got, there's a certain way to fold them. So I think it's like that, overlap. That I'm going to have to move my fish across a little bit there. But even that one, without the cloudy background in the background, looks brilliant, doesn't it? You can see it down there as well. So, and they stand up beautifully. So open, fold, and fold. And nothing's interrupting that one now. And then it pops back open. I love it. Absolutely love it. Like I say, they stand up fabulous and they fit inside a normal size envelope. A little bit thick because of all the card that's on there, but absolutely worth it. I'm going to turn that into my Father's Day card, ready for my father-in-law. I think, yay, he will love that because he loves fishing. So there we go. There is the double pop-up gatefold card using the Best Catch. Love it. I'd love a thumbs up and a share. That would be amazing. You can attach your fishy anywhere. So I just love that. I think it's brilliant. Just it's a little bit flimsy, but you can't attach it anywhere. That's why it's freestanding. But there we go. I hope you enjoy. I think I prefer this one better. So yeah, I'd love that. I'd love a thumbs up and a share. Please don't forget to press subscribe in the bottom corner and press the little bell straight away. That way you'll be notified of all future videos. See what I make tomorrow. Press the bell and come on over. Thanks for watching. Bye.